All men are intrinsically good, but some are wiser than others, are older in experience than others. I recently heard, in substance, the following conversation between two men, whom I will call D and E. The third person, referred to as X, is a prominent politician. E. Every man reaps the result of his own thoughts and deeds, and suffers for his own wrong. D. If that is so, and if no man can escape from the penalty of his evil deeds, what an inferno some of our men in power must be preparing for themselves. E. Whether a man is in power or not, so long as he lives in ignorance and sin, he will reap sorrow and suffering. D. Look, for instance, at X, a man totally evil, given up entirely to selfishness and ambition. Surely great torments are reserved for such an unprincipled man. E. But how do you know he is so evil? D. By his works, his fruits. When I see a man doing evil, I know that he is evil, and I cannot even think of X, but I burn with righteous indignation. I am sometimes inclined to doubt that there is an overruling power for good when I see such a man in a position where he can do so much harm to others. E. What evil is he committing? D. His whole policy is evil. He will ruin the country if he remains in power. E. But while there are large numbers of people who think of X as you do, there are also large numbers, equally intelligent, who look on him as good and able, who admire him for his excellent qualities, and regard his policy as beneficent and making for national progress. He owes his position to these people. Are they also evil? D. They are deceived and misled, and this only makes X's evil all the greater, and that he can so successfully employ his talents in deceiving others in order to gain his own selfish ends. I hate this man. E. May it not be possible that you are deceived? D. In what way? E. Hatred is self-deception. Love is self-enlightenment. No man can see either himself or others clearly until he ceases from hatred and practices love. D. That sounds very beautiful, but it is impractical. When I see a man doing evil to others and deceiving and misleading them, I must hate him. It is right, and I should do so. X is without a spark of conscience. E. X may or may not be all you believe to be, but even if he is, according to your own words, should he be pitied and not condemned? D. How so? E. You say he is without a conscience. D. Entirely so. E. Then he is a mental cripple. Do you hate the blind because they cannot see, that dumb because they cannot speak, or the deaf because they cannot hear? When a captain has lost his rudder or broken his compass, do you condemn him because he did not keep his ship off the rocks? Do you hold him responsible for the loss of life? If a man is totally devoid of conscience, he is without the means of moral guidance, and all his selfishness must, perforce, appear to him good and right and proper. X may appear evil to you, but is he evil to himself? Does he regard his own conduct as evil? D. Whether he regards himself as evil or not, he is evil. E. If I were to regard you as evil because of your hatred for X, should I be right? D. No. E. Why not? D. Because in such a case hatred is necessary, justifiable, and righteous. There is such a thing as righteous anger, righteous hatred. E. Is there such a thing as righteous selfishness, righteous ambition, righteous evil? I should be quite wrong in regarding you as evil, because you are doing what you are convinced is right, because you regard your hatred for X as part of your duty as a man and citizen. Nevertheless, there is a better way than that of hatred, and it is the knowledge of this better way that prevents me from hating X as you do, because however wrong his conduct might appear to me, it is not wrong to him, nor to his supporters. Moreover, all men reap as they sow. D. What, then, is that better way? E. It is the way of love, the ceasing to regard others as evil. It is a blessed and peaceful state of heart. D. Do you mean that there is a state which a man can reach wherein he will grow angry when he sees people doing evil? E. No, I do not mean that, for while a man regards others as evil, he will continue to grow angry with them. But I mean that a man can reach a state of calm insight and spotless love, wherein he sees no evil to grow angry with, wherein he understands the various natures of men, how they are prompted to act, and how they reap, as the harvest of their own thoughts and deeds, the tares of sufferings, and the corn of bliss. To reach that state is to regard all men with compassion and love. D. The state that you picture is a very high one. It is, no doubt, a very holy and beautiful one, but it is a state that I should be sorry to reach, and I should pray to be preserved from a state of mind where I could not hate a man like X with an intense hatred. Thus, by this conversation it will be seen that D regarded his hatred as good. Even so, all men regard that which they do as necessary to be done. The things which men habitually practice are those things that they believe in. When faith in a thing wholly ceases, it ceases to be practiced. D's individual liberty is equal to that of other men, and he has a right to hate another if he so wishes, nor will he abandon his hatred until he discovers, by the sorrow and unrest which it entails, how wrong and foolish and blind it is, and how by its practice he is injuring himself. A great teacher was once asked by one of his disciples to explain the distinction between good and evil, and holding his hand with his fingers pointing downward, he said, "Where is my hand pointing?" And the disciple replied, "It is pointing downward." Then turning his hand upward, the teacher asked, "Where is my hand pointing?" And the disciple answered, "It is pointing upward." "That," said the teacher, "is the distinction between evil and good." By this simple illustration, he indicated that evil is merely wrongly directed energy, and good, rightly directed energy, and the so-called evil man becomes good by reversing his conduct. To understand the true nature of evil, by living in the good, is to cease to see other men as evil. Blessed is he who, turning from the evil in others, exerts himself in the purification of his own heart. He shall one day become of too pure eyes to behold evil. Knowing the nature of evil, what does it behoove a man to do? It behooves him to live only in that which is good. Therefore, if a man condemn me, I will not condemn him in return. If he revile me, I will give him kindness. If he slander me, I will speak of his good qualities. If he hate me, then he greatly needs, and shall receive, my love. With the impatient I will be patient. With the greedy I will be generous, and with the violent and quarrelsome I will be mild and peaceable. Seeing no evil, whom should I hate, or who should I regard as my enemy? Were mankind murderous or jealous upon you, my brother, my sister, I'm so sorry for you. They are not murderous or jealous upon me. All has been gentle with me. I keep no account with lamentation. What have I to do with lamentation? He who sees men as evil imagines that behind those acts which are called wicked, there is a corporate and substantial evil prompting those particular sins, but he of stainless vision sees the deeds themselves as evil, and knows that there is no evil power, no evil soul or man behind those deeds. The substance of the universe is good. There is no substance of evil. Good alone is permanent. There is no fixed or permanent evil. As brothers and sisters, born of the same parents and being of one household, love each other through all vicissitudes, See no evil in each other, but overlook all errors, and cling together in the strong bonds of affection. Even so, the good man sees humanity as one spiritual family, born of the same father and mother, being of the same essence and making for the same goal. And he regards all men and women as his brothers and sisters, makes no divisions and distinctions, sees none as evil, but is at peace with all. Happy is he who attains to this blessed state.